This title is not just a statement, it is a way of living. It is a mindset that transforms how a person sees life, work, money, and themselves. Most people spend their lives chasing money. They run after opportunities. They compare themselves with others. They feel lack and pressure. But this book shifts that direction. It teaches that wealth is not something you chase blindly. Wealth is something that flows toward those who are aligned with value, growth, and clarity. I Am Rich Energy is not about pretending to be rich. It is about building the inner state that creates external results. It is about understanding that money is a result, not the starting point. A person who carries rich energy is not, they grow their skills. They improve their thinking. They act with purpose. This kind of person does not depend on motivation alone. They build discipline. They do not fear failure. They learn from it. Wealth chasing them without effort does not mean life becomes easy without work. It means their work becomes meaningful. It means they stop forcing things that are not meant for them. It means they move with direction instead of confusion. In reality, life is not unfair to everyone equally. Some people rise because they understand how value works. Some stay stuck because they keep repeating the same patterns. This book is built on real understanding, not fantasy. It will not tell you that money comes overnight. It will not promise magic shortcuts. Instead, it will show how thinking, behavior, and consistency shape outcomes. Every chapter will guide you step by step, from mindset to action, from discipline to growth, from fear to confidence. You will see examples of ordinary people creating extraordinary change. You will understand how small shifts lead to powerful results. This is not just motivation. This is reality-based transformation. If you read this with an open mind and apply even a part of it, you will begin to notice changes, first in your thinking, then in your actions, and finally in your... The journey begins with a simple but powerful belief. I am rich energy. Wealth flows toward me because I create value and move with purpose. This is I am rich energy begins from identity, not from money. Before wealth appears in your life, it must exist in your mind. Identity is the way you see yourself. It controls your decisions, your habits, and your direction. If a person sees themselves as limited, they act in a limited way. If a person sees themselves as capable, they act with courage. Most people wait for success before they change their identity. But in reality, identity must come first. A person who says, I am rich energy, is not claiming money in their pocket. They are claiming power in their mindset. This mindset changes everything. It changes how you react to problems. It changes how you see opportunities. It changes how you treat your time. A person with rich energy does not waste their life waiting. They build their life step by step. They understand that wealth is created through value, not luck. They focus on becoming better instead of blaming situations. Example: two friends start their careers at the same time. Both have similar education and similar The first friend thinks life is difficult, and success is only for lucky people. He avoids risk. He avoids learning new things. He stays comfortable. The second friend believes growth is possible for anyone. He invests time in learning. He improves his skills. He takes small risks. After 1 year, the first friend is still in the same place complaining about conditions. The second friend has grown in confidence and has new opportunities. After 5 years, the difference becomes massive, not because one had better luck, but because one had a stronger identity. Identity shapes actions, and actions shape results. Another example: a person wants to start a business, but keeps saying, I am not ready. This belief keeps them stuck. Another person starts small, even without perfect knowledge. They learn while doing. Over time, the second person gains experience, builds confidence, and creates income. The first person keeps waiting. The only difference was identity. I am rich energy also means self-respect. It means you value your time, your effort, and your potential. When you respect yourself, you stop accepting low standards. You stop wasting energy on things that do not help you grow. You begin to make better decisions. This identity is not built in one day. It is built through daily actions. Every time you choose learning over distraction, every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you take responsibility instead of blaming, you strengthen your identity. Slowly your thinking changes. Your behavior changes. Your results begin to change. Many people misunderstand wealth. They think it is only money. But real wealth includes skills, knowledge, discipline, and mindset. Money follows these qualities. When your identity becomes strong, you do not chase money desperately. You create value and money follows naturally. I am rich energy is calm and confident. It is not loud and desperate. It does not need to prove anything to others. It focuses on growth. When you truly accept this identity, you stop comparing yourself with others. You focus on your own journey. You understand that progress takes time, but you also understand that growth is always possible. This belief gives you strength during difficult times. It keeps you moving forward when results are slow. In reality, every successful person built their identity before their success became visible. They believed before others believed in them. They acted before they felt ready. That is the foundation of I Am Rich Energy. It is not about pretending. It is about becoming. And the moment you start becoming, your life begins to change. Chapter 2. Wealth chases those who create value. Wealth does not move randomly. It flows toward value. Value means solving problems, improving lives, making things easier, faster, or better. A person who understands value never feels. Value is the cause. When you create value, money begins to follow you naturally. I Am Rich Energy means you focus on becoming useful. You ask yourself, what can I offer? How can I improve? How can I serve? This way of thinking changes your direction. Instead of waiting for opportunities, you start creating them. Example: a young student wants to earn money. He spends time complaining that there are no jobs. Another student learns a simple skill like video editing. At first he struggles but he continues practicing. Soon he starts helping small creators with their videos. At first the payment is small, but his skill improves. His confidence grows. More people start noticing his work. After some time, he has regular clients. Money did not come from luck. It came from value. Another example: a person opens a small food stall. At first customers are few. Instead of giving up, he focuses on quality, cleanliness, and customer experience. He listens to feedback. He improves his service. Slowly, people start recommending his stall. Within a year, his business grows. The reason is simple. He created value. Value attracts attention. Attention attracts trust. Trust attracts money. Many people chase shortcuts. They look for fast ways to earn. But without value, those methods do not last. Real wealth is built on trust and usefulness. When people trust you, they are willing to pay you. I Am Rich Energy means you understand this deeply. You do not waste time searching for easy money. You invest time in becoming better. Another example: two freelancers start at the one focuses only on getting money quickly. He does poor quality work and rushes projects. The other focuses on delivering the best work possible, even if it takes more effort. After some time, the first freelancer loses clients. The second gains long-term clients. The second freelancer earns more over time, because value builds reputation. Reputation builds income. Wealth chasing you without effort means you reach a point where your skills and reputation speak for you. People come to you. Opportunities find you. But this happens only after consistent effort in the right direction. Value is not always big. It can start small, helping someone learn, improving a small service, creating something simple but useful. Every small step builds your foundation. Over time, these small steps create big results. I Am Rich Energy is about patience and focus. You understand that value takes time to grow, but once it grows, it becomes powerful. When you become valuable, you are no longer replaceable easily. This gives you confidence. You stop worrying about lack, because you know you can always create more. That is the real meaning of wealth. It is not just money in hand. It is the ability to generate value again and again. When you reach this level, wealth does not feel like a struggle. It feels like a natural outcome. That is why wealth begins to chase you. Not because you avoided effort, but because you used effort wisely. And this is the truth most people ignore. Money follows. Many people think it means no work, no struggle, and instant results. But reality is very different. Effortless does not mean doing nothing. It means doing what truly matters in the right way. I Am Rich Energy understands this clearly. It does not run away from effort. It runs away from wasted effort. There are two types of effort. One that drains you and gives little return. Another that builds you and multiplies results. Most people stay busy all day, but being busy is not the same as being productive. Effortless success comes when your actions are aligned with your goals. Example: two people work for 10 hours a day. The first spends time on random tasks with no clear direction. He feels tired but sees no real progress. The second focuses on learning, improving, and working on meaningful tasks. He also feels tired, but he grows every day. After the difference becomes clear, the first person feels stuck. The second person moves forward. Both worked hard, but only one used effort correctly. Another example: a person wants to build an online business. He keeps watching videos and collecting ideas, but never starts. Another person starts small. Even if the plan is, he learns from mistakes. He improves step by step. After 1 year, the second person has real experience and income. The first still has only ideas. Effort without action creates nothing. Effortless success also means removing unnecessary struggle. Sometimes people make things harder than they need to be. They overthink. They delay decisions. They fear failure. All of this creates mental pressure. A person with rich energy simplifies things. They focus on what is important. They take action even if it is small. This reduces stress and increases progress. Another example: a student prepares for exams. One student studies without a plan. He feels overwhelmed and confused. Another student creates a simple schedule. He studies step by step. Both put effort. But the second student feels more in control and performs better. Effortless does not mean easy. It means clear and focused. I Am Rich Energy also understands the power of momentum. When you start doing the right things consistently, they become habits. When habits are formed, actions feel natural. This is where effort starts feeling effortless. Example: a person who exercises daily at first struggles, but after some time, it becomes part of their routine. They no longer need strong motivation. They just do it. The same applies to earning and growth. At first, but with consistency, it becomes natural. Another truth about effortless success is timing. When you prepare yourself continuously, you become ready for opportunities. When the right moment comes, you act quickly. From the outside, it looks like success happened easily. But in reality, it was built over time. Example: an employee keeps learning new skills while working. One day a better opportunity appears. He is ready. He takes the chance. Others feel it was luck. But it was preparation, Effortless success is the result of alignment. Your mindset, your skills, and your actions all move in the same direction. When this happens, you stop forcing outcomes. Things begin to flow. I Am Rich energy lives in this flow. It does not waste energy proving anything to others. It focuses on growth and consistency. It understands that success is not instant, but it also understands that struggle is not permanent. When you remove confusion, when you focus your effort, when you act with clarity, life becomes smoother, progress becomes visible. And slowly, what once felt difficult starts to feel natural. That is the real meaning of effortless success, not absence of work, but mastery of effort. Chapter 4. Your mindset attracts your reality. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you experience. It shapes how you think, how you act, and what you believe is possible. I Am Rich energy begins in the mind before it appears in life. Every action you take comes from a thought. Every decision you make is guided by belief. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your actions will reflect hesitation. If your mind is filled with belief, growth, and possibility, your actions will reflect confidence. Reality does not start outside, it starts inside. Example: two people lose their jobs at the same time. The first person thinks life is unfair and nothing will work. He becomes negative and stops trying. The second person sees it as a chance to restart and improve. He begins learning new skills and searching for opportunities. After some months, the second person finds a new path. The first remains stuck. The situation was the same. The mindset was different. Mindset works like a filter. It decides what you notice and what you ignore. If you believe there are no opportunities, you will not even see them. If you believe opportunities exist, you will start noticing small chances everywhere. Another example: a person walks into a room full of successful people. One person feels inferior and thinks they do not belong. They stay quiet and disconnected. Another person feels inspired and curious. They observe, learn, and connect with others. The second person grows faster. The difference is not talent. It is mindset. I Am Rich energy builds a mindset of growth. It understands that skills can be learned, mistakes can be corrected. Progress is always possible. People with a fixed mindset believe they cannot change. They avoid challenges. They fear failure. They stay in comfort zones. People with a growth mindset accept challenges. They learn from failure. They improve continuously. Example: a student fails an exam. One student thinks, I am not smart, and gives up. Another student thinks, I need to improve my method. He studies differently and tries again. The second student eventually succeeds. Failure did not mindset did. Your mindset also affects your emotions. If you think negatively, you feel heavy and tired. If you think positively with realism, you feel motivated and active. This energy affects your actions. I Am Rich energy does not ignore reality. It faces reality with strength. It does not deny problems. It looks for solutions. Another example: a person wants to start a business, but fears loss. Negative mindset says, do not try, you will fail. Growth mindset says, start small, learn, and improve. The second approach leads to experience. Experience leads to confidence. Confidence leads. Mindset also shapes how you see money. If you believe money is difficult to earn, you will approach it with fear. If you believe money is created through value, you will approach it with purpose. This changes your behavior completely. You stop chasing money blindly. You start building something meaningful. I Am Rich energy trains the mind daily. It replaces doubt with belief. It replaces fear with action. It replaces excuses with responsibility. This does not happen once. It happens every day. because the mind can easily return to old patterns. That is why awareness is important. You must watch your thoughts. You must guide them. Slowly, your thinking changes. When your thinking changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your result. This is how reality is built, not by luck, but by mindset followed by action. I Am Rich Energy knows this truth. It does not wait for perfect conditions. It creates strong thinking, even in difficult situations. And that is why it keeps moving forward. Your reality today is shaped by your past thinking. Your future reality will be shaped by your present thinking. So the question is simple. What are you choosing to believe? Because that belief is quietly building your life. Chapter 5. Discipline is the hidden power. Discipline is but it builds everything that lasts. I Am Rich Energy is not based on mood. It is based on discipline. Motivation can start a journey, but discipline is what keeps it moving. There will be days when you feel inspired, and there will be many days when you do not. If you depend only on motivation, you will stop often. But if you build discipline, you will continue even when you do not feel like it. That is where real growth begins. Example. 2 people decide to improve their lives. The first works only when he feels motivated. Some days he works hard. Other days he does nothing. The second creates a routine. He works every day, even if it is a small step. After a few months, the second person becomes stronger, more skilled, and more confident. The first person keeps starting again and again. The difference is discipline. Discipline creates stability. When your actions are stable, your results become stable. I Am Rich Energy understands that small actions repeated daily create big outcomes. You do not need to change everything in one day. You need to stay consistent. Example. A person wants to learn a new skill. One person studies for many hours one day, and then stops for a week. Another person studies for 1 hour every day. After a few months, the second person knows more and performs better. Consistency always wins. Discipline also builds self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence. Every time you break a promise, you weaken it. Example. You decide to wake up early. If you follow through, you feel in control. If you ignore it, you feel weak. These small moments shape your identity. I Am Rich Energy values self-control. It understands that controlling your habits is more powerful than controlling outcomes. Outcomes take time. Habits can be controlled today. Another example. A person wants to save money. One person spends without thinking. Another person controls spending and saves regularly. After 1 year, the second person has security and peace of mind. The first feels stress. Discipline creates freedom. It may feel strict in the beginning, but it leads to ease later. Lack of discipline feels easy at first, but creates difficulty later. This is a truth many people ignore. I Am Rich Energy chooses short-term effort for long-term gain. It understands that comfort can delay growth. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about direction. It gives your life structure. Without discipline, you move randomly. With discipline, you move with purpose. Another example. A person wants to improve health. One person eats without control and avoids exercise. Another person follows a simple routine. He eats better and exercises regularly. After some time, the second person feels stronger and more energetic. The first feels tired. Again, the difference is discipline. Discipline also protects your focus in a world full of distractions. It keeps you on track. It helps you say no to things that waste your time. I Am Rich Energy respects time. It understands that time once lost cannot return. So it uses time wisely. Even small daily improvements create powerful results over time. Discipline is not built in one day. It is built through repeated action. At first, it feels difficult, but slowly it becomes part of your life. When discipline becomes natural, success no longer feels far. It becomes a process, a daily routine, a steady movement forward. That is why discipline is the hidden power. It works quietly, but it creates everything. And once you build it, you carry it. Your environment is stronger than your intentions. It silently influences how you think, how you act, and what you believe. I Am Rich Energy understands that growth is not only personal, it is also environmental. You may want to improve. You may have goals. But if your surroundings pull you down, progress becomes difficult. Environment is not only a physical place. It includes people, conversations, habits, and daily exposure. Everything around you is shaping you. Example: a person wants to stay positive and focused, but he spends most of his time with people who complain, people who see problems in everything, people who avoid responsibility. Slowly he begins to think the same way. Another person spends time with people who are learning, people who are building something, people who talk about ideas and solutions. Slowly his thinking changes. The difference is environment. Energy spreads. You absorb what you are around. I Am Rich Energy protects its environment. It chooses carefully where to spend time, who to listen to, what to watch and read. This is not about avoiding people. It is about protecting your direction. Another example: a student wants to study. One studies in a noisy place with constant distractions. Another studies in a quiet and focused environment. The second student learns faster and feels less stressed. The environment made the difference. Environment also affects your habits. If your surroundings support discipline, it becomes easier to stay consistent. If your surroundings support distraction, it becomes harder to focus. Example: a person keeps unhealthy food around all the time. Another keeps healthy options easily available. The second person naturally makes better choices. The first struggles more. Environment reduces or increases resistance. It removes unnecessary distractions. It creates space for learning and improvement. Even small changes matter. A clean workspace, a quiet corner, a structured routine. All these things shape your behavior. Another important part of environment is digital exposure. What you see every day on your phone affects your mindset. If you consume negativity and useless content, your thinking becomes scattered. If you consume knowledge and positive ideas, your thinking becomes sharper. Example: a person spends hours watching random content. Another spends time learning new skills online. After some months, the second person grows in knowledge and ability. The first remains the same. Same device, different environment. I Am Rich Energy is intentional. It does not leave growth to chance. It designs its surroundings. It understands that willpower alone is not enough. The environment must support the goal. Another example: a person wants to save money. If he is surrounded by people who spend without thinking, he feels pressure to do the same. If he is around people who value saving and investing, he learns better habits. Again, environment shapes behavior. You cannot always control everything around you, but you can control your exposure. You can choose what to focus on. You can limit what harms your growth. Even one positive change can create a chain reaction. I Am Rich Energy takes responsibility for its space. It does not blame surroundings completely, but it also does not ignore their power. It builds a space where growth feels natural. When your environment supports you, discipline becomes easier, focus becomes stronger, progress becomes faster, and slowly, your energy begins to change. From scattered to clear, from weak to strong, from uncertain to confident. This is how environment shapes your journey, not loudly, but continuously. And when you align your environment with your goals, you stop fighting against yourself. You start moving forward naturally. That is the power of environment. Chapter 7. Risk and Courage. It begins the moment you step beyond what feels safe. I Am Rich Energy understands that fear is natural, but staying controlled by fear keeps life small. Risk is not about being careless. It is about being willing to move forward, even when the outcome is not fully certain. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act. Many people wait for perfect conditions. They want full clarity before taking a step, but perfect conditions rarely exist. Those who grow are the ones who move with partial clarity. They learn as they go. Two people have an idea to start a small business. The first person keeps thinking, what if I fail? What if I lose money? What if people do not support me? He delays again and again. The second person feels the same fear, but decides to start small. He invests a limited amount he learns through experience. After some time, he understands the market better. He improves his product. He gains confidence. The first person is still thinking. The second is growing. The difference is courage. Risk creates movement. Movement creates learning. Learning creates improvement. Without risk, nothing changes. I Am Rich Energy takes calculated risks. It does not jump blindly. It prepares and then acts. It understands that waiting too long is also a risk of staying the same. Another example. A person is working in a stable job, but wants to grow. One person stays in the same position for years because it feels safe. Another person starts learning new skills after work. He applies for better roles. He takes chances. After some time, he moves to a better opportunity. The first person remains in the same place. Safety without growth becomes limitation. Courage opens doors. Even small acts of courage matter. Speaking up, trying something new, learning a difficult skill. All of these expand your capacity. I Am Rich Energy does not avoid discomfort. It understands that discomfort is a sign of growth. When something feels challenging, it means you are stepping into a new level. Another example. A student is afraid of public speaking. One student avoids it completely. Another student feels nervous but still tries. But with practice, he improves. After some time, he becomes confident. The fear did not disappear. First, action came first. That is courage. Risk also teaches valuable lessons. Even when things do not go as planned, you gain experience. This experience makes you stronger. People who avoid risk avoid learning. And without learning, growth stops. I Am Rich Energy sees failure differently. It does not see it as an end. It sees it as feedback. What worked? What did not work? What can be improved? This mindset removes the fear of trying. Another example. An entrepreneur launches a product. It does not succeed. Instead of giving up, he studies the mistakes. He improves the next version. Eventually he succeeds. Failure was not the problem. Quitting would have been. Risk and courage also create flow. Flow is a state where actions feel natural, where progress feels smooth. This happens when you stop overthinking and start doing. When you take action regularly, your confidence increases. When confidence increases, fear reduces. When fear reduces, action becomes easier. Rich energy lives in this momentum. It does not stay stuck in doubt. It keeps moving, even if steps are small. Because movement is better than waiting. Over time, these small risks create big changes. A new skill, a new opportunity, a new level of life. All begin with one decision. To step forward. Risk will always exist, but so will opportunity. The question is not whether risk is present. The question is whether you are willing to act, because on the other side of fear, there is growth. And on the other side of growth, there is a new version of you. That is where wealth begins to flow. Not to the, yet it is one of the most ignored. I Am Rich Energy understands that real wealth takes time. It does not rush the process. It respects it. Many people want fast results. They want quick success, quick money, and instant change. But anything that comes quickly often leaves quickly. Real growth is slow, steady, and strong. Patience is not waiting without action. It is working consistently while trusting the process. Example: two people start learning a skill. The first person expects fast results. When progress feels slow, he becomes frustrated and quits. The second person accepts that learning takes time. He practices every day. After some months, the second person becomes skilled. The first remains at the starting point. The difference is patience. Patience allows effort to grow into results. Without patience, people stop before success appears. I Am Rich Energy stays committed even when results are not visible. It understands that progress is often hidden in the beginning. Another example: a person starts a small business. At first, sales are low. Growth is slow. One person loses hope and closes the business. Another person continues improving. He listens to feedback. He adjusts his strategy. After some time, customers begin to increase. The business grows. Success did not come instantly. It came through patience. Patience also protects you from poor decisions. When people are impatient, they look for shortcuts. These shortcuts often lead to loss. Example: a person wants to earn money quickly. He invests without understanding. He follows random advice. He loses money. Another person studies carefully. He invests slowly. Over time, he builds steady growth. Patience creates stability. I Am Rich Energy avoids the trap of urgency without direction. It does not rush blindly. It moves with purpose. Another example: a person starts saving money. At first, the amount is small. One person feels it is too little and stops. Another continues saving regularly. After a few years, the small savings become significant. Time multiplied the effort. Patience works with time to create power. This is true in every area: health, skills, relationships, money. Everything meaningful requires time. I Am Rich Energy respects this truth. It does not compare its journey with others. Comparison creates impatience. Everyone has a different path. Another example: two people start their careers. One compares constantly and feels behind. He becomes stressed and distracted. The other focuses on he improves step by step. After some years, the second person achieves strong progress. The first struggles with confusion. Patience keeps your focus on your own journey. It removes unnecessary pressure. Patience also builds mental strength. When you continue despite slow progress, you develop resilience. This resilience helps you face challenges. I Am Rich Energy remains calm during delays. It understands that delay is not failure. Sometimes things take time to align. During this time, growth is happening internally. Skills are improving. Understanding is increasing. Confidence is building. Even if results are not visible. Another example: a writer starts creating content. At first, very few people notice. One person stops because there is no response. Another continues writing and improving. After a long time, people begin to recognize his work. Success came slowly, but it stayed. That is the power of patience. Patience turns effort into mastery. It turns small steps into big achievements. It turns struggle into strength. I Am Rich Energy trusts the process. It does not give up easily. It knows that anything valuable requires time, and when you stay consistent with patience, you reach a point where results begin to multiply. At that stage, what once felt slow begins to grow faster. This is where people think success happens suddenly. But in reality, it was built over time. Patience made it possible. So if progress feels slow, do not stop. Keep moving. Keep improving. Keep believing. Because real wealth is not created in moments. It is created in time. And those who stay patient are the ones who finally receive it. Chapter 9, Self-Worth Defines Net Worth. True wealth begins with how you value yourself. Your net worth in life is a reflection of your self-worth. I Am Rich Energy understands this principle clearly. If you do not believe in your own value, no one else will. Self-worth is not arrogance. It is clarity about your abilities, your potential, and your effort. People with low self-worth often settle for less. They accept poor treatment. They undervalue their time and skills. People with high self-worth set boundaries. They demand respect. The first charge is very low because he doubts his skills. Clients treat him poorly. They delay payments and make excessive demands. Another freelancer charges fairly for the same work. Clients respect him. They value his time. They come back again and again. The difference is self-worth. Your self-worth sets your standard. It tells you what you will accept and what you will not. I Am Rich Energy builds self-worth through action. Every time you keep promises to yourself, every time you follow through on commitments, every time you invest in your growth, you increase your self-worth. Another example. A person wants to start a business. If he doubts himself, he may underprice his product or hesitate to market it. If he values himself, he sets fair prices. He markets confidently. He trusts that people will see his value. Over time, this confidence attracts clients and income. Self-worth also affects how you handle failure. People with low self-worth take failure personally. They feel it defines them. They hesitate to try again. People with high self-worth treat failure as feedback. They learn. They improve. They continue moving forward. Example. A salesperson faces repeated rejection. One person becomes discouraged and quits. Another person analyzes what went wrong. He improves his approach. He persists. Over time, he becomes successful. The difference is belief in self-value. I Am Rich Energy does not wait for others to confer worth. It creates worth internally first. It invests in skills, knowledge, and character. It understands that the stronger your self-worth, the more naturally wealth flows to you. Another example. A young professional undervalues her abilities. She avoids asking for promotions and stays in a lower-paying role. Another professional knows his value. He negotiates fairly. He seeks roles that match his skills. After years, the second professional earns significantly more. Not just in money, but in confidence and opportunities. Self-worth also affects relationships. If you respect yourself, you attract people who respect you. If you undervalue yourself, you attract people who take advantage. This applies to friendships, business, and partnerships. I Am Rich Energy builds boundaries through understanding worth. It knows when to say no. It knows when to demand fairness. It knows when to invest in personal growth. Another example. A person joins a networking group. One member is shy and undervalues contributions. He remains unnoticed. Another member shares ideas confidently. He builds connections. He gains support. Again, the difference is self-worth. Your mind translates your belief in yourself into action, and your actions create results. This is why self-worth defines net worth. It is not just about money in the bank. It is about the ability to generate value, to earn respect, to attract opportunities. I Am Rich energy strengthens self-worth every day, through discipline, through learning, through consistent action. The stronger your self-worth, the easier it becomes to claim your place in the world, and the more naturally wealth chases you without effort, because you are offering something valuable, and you know your value. No one can take it away. And that is the foundation of lasting abundance. Chapter 10. Wealth chases clarity. Clarity is one of the most powerful forces behind effortless success. It cuts through confusion. It focuses energy. It directs action. I Am Rich energy understands that without clarity, effort becomes scattered, time is wasted, opportunities are missed. Clarity is knowing you do not drift aimlessly. You do not follow every distraction. Example. Two people want to start businesses. The first says, I want to make money, but does not define how or in what field. He tries many things at once. Marketing fails. Products fail. Energy is wasted. The second says, I want to start an online coaching business. I will focus on helping beginners in a specific field. He learns his niche. He builds content. He markets consistently. The second person gains clients and grows steadily. The difference is clarity. Clarity also attracts opportunities. When you know what you want, you notice chances others miss. You see connections that lead to growth. Example. A job seeker knows exactly what type of company and role suits him. He networks intentionally. He applies strategically. He prepares for interviews. Another job seeker applies randomly without focus. The first person gets responses quickly. The second struggles and wastes time. Clarity allows action to. It turns small steps into meaningful progress. It removes wasted energy. I Am Rich energy creates clarity through reflection and planning. It defines goals in writing. It reviews progress regularly. It simplifies decisions to focus on the essential. Another example. A person wants to invest money. Without clarity, he invests randomly. He follows trends. He loses money. With clarity, he studies options. He defines risk tolerance. He chooses consistent investments. Over time, wealth grows steadily. Clarity also removes fear and hesitation. When you know your direction, uncertainty becomes smaller. Decision-making becomes faster. Example. A student wants to learn digital marketing. Without a clear plan, she jumps from course to course. She feels overwhelmed. With a clear plan, she follows a structured learning path, practices consistently, builds a portfolio. Her results improve faster than those who drift. I Am Rich energy combines clarity with action. It does not overthink endlessly. It plans, it acts. It adjusts when necessary. Clarity is not a one-time event. It is a daily habit. Reviewing, adjusting, simplifying. Another example. An entrepreneur writes clear goals every week. He reviews what worked and what did not. This keeps his business moving forward. Small distractions do not derail him, and clarity becomes a habit. Wealth begins to chase you naturally, because your actions are aligned. Your value becomes visible. Your skills and efforts produce results. Confusion and scattered effort repel growth. Clarity attracts it. I Am Rich energy knows that the simplest path is often the most effective. When your vision is clear, your energy is focused. Your actions are efficient. Your results multiply. Wealth does not need to be forced. It flows toward those who know where they are going. And that is the power of clarity. It transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. It turns intention into reality. It aligns mind, body, and action. And when combined with identity, value, mindset, discipline, environment, courage, patience, and self-worth, it completes the foundation for effortless wealth. Those who master clarity move steadily, grow naturally, and experience life where wealth chases them without effort. Chapter 11. A practice of daily rich energy. Wealth and success are not abstract ideas. They are the result of consistent daily habits and actions. I am rich energy becomes real, not just in thought, but in practice. Daily practice shapes your identity. Every morning routine, every choice, every small action reinforces the energy you carry. A person who dreams of wealth but acts randomly remains stuck. A person who structures their day with intention builds momentum and attracts results. One person wants to grow their business. He works in bursts when he feels motivated. Results are inconsistent and slow. Another person sets a daily schedule, allocates time for learning, time for improving product or service, time for reaching out to clients. Over time, a second person grows steadily. Momentum builds. Opportunities appear naturally. I am rich energy is built through daily rituals. It is not about perfection. It is about consistency. Example. A writer wants to create content. One day he writes 10 pages. The next day nothing. Another week he writes 2 pages. Progress is uneven. Confidence wavers. Another writer writes 1 page every day. No matter how small, consistency creates skill. Skill creates confidence. Confidence attracts readers and opportunities. Daily practice also builds discipline. It removes dependence on motivation. It transforms effort into habit. When habits form, actions become effortless. Another example, a person wants to save money. One day they save a large amount. Next week, they spend freely. Another person saves a small amount daily. After months, savings grow steadily. Discipline becomes natural. I Am Rich Energy also uses daily reflection. Each day is reviewed. Mistakes are learned from. Wins are acknowledged. Reflection strengthens awareness. It prevents wasted energy. It guides future action. Example. An entrepreneur reviews daily performance, tracks clients and sales, identifies what worked and what did not, adjusts approach for next day. Small daily adjustments compound into big results. Daily practice also includes protecting your energy, choosing supportive people, limiting distractions, consuming positive information. A person reads inspiring books or listens to podcasts daily. They avoid negative content that drains focus. Over time, mindset improves. Thinking becomes clearer. Decisions become stronger. I Am Rich Energy understands the power of compounding in personal growth. Small improvements repeated daily lead to extraordinary outcomes. Example. Learning a new skill for 30 minutes every day. After 1 year, hundreds of hours of focused practice. Competence multiplies. Opportunities appear naturally. Another example. Improving health with small daily habits, eating better, exercising regularly, sleeping well. After months, energy increases, focus improves, confidence grows. This is how daily practice transforms life, not through magic, not through sudden inspiration, but through consistent, aligned action. Wealth chases those who build this energy every day. Those who align thought, action, and environment. Those who practice discipline, courage, patience, and clarity daily. The key is to start small. Consistency matters more than intensity. Momentum compounds over time. Daily practice turns identity into reality. It transforms potential into results. It turns intention into action. It turns effort into effortless flow. I Am Rich Energies created moment by moment, choice by choice, action by action. When you embrace this practice, life begins to move naturally in your favor. Opportunities appear. Income grows. Growth becomes inevitable. Daily practice is the bridge between desire and reality, between dreaming and achieving, between scarcity and abundance. And when you commit to it fully, wealth does not chase you reluctantly. It flows naturally because you have become the person who deserves it, the person who is ready for it, the person who embodies rich energy every single day. Chapter 12. The Power of Network and Connections. Wealth rarely grows in isolation. People are the channels through which opportunities, knowledge, and support flow. I Am Rich Energy understands that the right connections amplify growth naturally. Your network is a reflection of your mindset and energy. If you surround yourself with negative, stagnant, or unmotivated people, your progress slows. Your thinking becomes limited. If you surround yourself with ambitious, curious, and skilled people, you are inspired to improve. You gain He does not connect with anyone. He leaves with ideas, but no contacts. The second actively engages, shares insights, learns from others, exchanges contact information. Months later, the second entrepreneur receives collaborations, mentorship, and referrals. The first relies only on his own limited circle. Connections act as multipliers. They increase your reach, knowledge, and credibility. They allow you to tap into resources beyond your own. I Am Rich Energy builds relationships with intention. It seeks mutually beneficial connections. It gives value without expecting immediate returns. Example: a freelancer consistently helps peers by sharing tips and opportunities. Peers refer clients, offer collaborations, invite him into communities. This is how value in networks compounds. Connections also accelerate learning. Surrounding yourself with people who are ahead of you shows what is possible, reveals shortcuts and best practices, saves years of trial and error. Example: a software developer joins a group of experienced programmers. He observes how they approach problems, asks questions, applies insights. His skills grow faster than learning alone. Networking is not about quantity. It is about quality and alignment. The people you spend time with influence your thinking, habits, and energy. I Am Rich Energy also protects its network. It distances from toxic relationships. It avoids energy drains. It prioritizes growth-minded and supportive connections. Example: a young professional stops spending time with friends who constantly complain or discourage ambition. Instead, she joins communities of learners, entrepreneurs, and mentors. Her mindset improves. Her opportunities increase. Connection also builds visibility. When you consistently contribute value to your network, people notice. Trust grows. Opportunities flow naturally. Example: a content creator shares valuable insights daily in professional groups. Soon others reach out for collaborations and paid work. Wealth begins to flow not because of luck, but because of consistent value in a network. I Am Rich Energy treats connections as ecosystems. It understands that collaboration multiplies results. It gives and receives. It builds trust. It nurtures long-term relationships. Example: a small business owner refers clients to a fellow entrepreneur. Later, the favor is returned in bigger contracts and partnerships. Mutual growth creates sustainable wealth. Networking also creates accountability. When you are part of a growth-focused circle, your goals and actions are supported. Your energy stays high. Your discipline remains consistent. Example: a fitness group encourages each member to stay consistent. Progress is faster for all members. Even small nudges and reminders create big results. Ultimately, wealth chases those who are connected strategically, who understand that opportunities are rarely isolated, who know that growth multiplies when shared and amplified. I Am Rich Energy leverages relationships without losing independence. It builds influence without manipulation. It grows without comparison. Connections are not shortcuts. They are accelerators. They amplify what you are already building. They provide paths and momentum. When identity, value, mindset, discipline, courage, patience, clarity, self-worth, environment, daily practice, and network align, the energy you carry becomes magnetic. People want to work with you. Opportunities find you. Support comes naturally. And that is the invisible power of network and connections. A carefully built ecosystem that accelerates growth, multiplies value, and allows wealth to chase you effortlessly. Chapter 13. A habit of gratitude and abundance. Gratitude is one of the most overlooked forces, but with appreciation for what already exists in life. A person who focuses on lack attracts struggle. A person who focuses on gratitude attracts opportunities and energy. Gratitude shifts perception. It makes you notice resources, skills, and connections that others overlook. It creates a mindset where solutions appear naturally. Example: 2 entrepreneurs face slow sales. One complains and focuses on scarcity. He becomes frustrated, makes poor decisions, and loses motivation. The other notices small wins, customers who support him, skills he has learned, connections he has built. He feels encouraged, takes consistent action, sees opportunities that the first person misses. This is the power of gratitude. Abundance is a mindset connected to gratitude. When you focus on what you can create, share, and improve, you naturally generate more value. Value attracts wealth. Example: a freelance designer expresses gratitude for each client. He goes the extra mile, delivers quality. Clients refer others and continue working with him. Another designer focuses only on fees. Clients feel transactional. Income remains stagnant. Gratitude also reduces stress and improves decision-making. When you appreciate what you have, you do not make desperate or impulsive choices. You act from a place of abundance and confidence. I Am Rich Energy practices daily gratitude. It acknowledges achievements, lessons, and opportunities. It writes down wins. It reflects on growth. Example: a student records 3 things they are grateful for every morning. Even small progress in learning, even support from mentors, even health and energy. Over time, this practice improves mood, focus, and resilience. Challenges are seen as temporary, opportunities as accessible. Gratitude multiplies wealth by building stronger relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who appreciate and acknowledge them. Respect, trust, and loyalty grow. Example: a manager thanks team members genuinely for their effort. Team members stay motivated. Performance improves. Company profits increase. Gratitude also increases creativity and problem solving. A mind focused on scarcity is closed. A mind focused on abundance is open to possibilities. Example: an entrepreneur faces a challenge in supply chain. Instead of complaining, he focuses on available resources, explores alternatives, finds a solution. Business grows. I Am Rich Energy combines gratitude with giving. It shares knowledge, help, and support without expectation. Giving amplifies abundance. It builds trust, reputation, and reciprocal opportunities. Example: a software developer helps beginners in forums for free. Over time, some beginners become paying clients. Others recommend him to companies. Gratitude is not about denying reality. It is about perspective. It does not ignore challenges. It strengthens focus. It increases resilience. It attracts wealth. When gratitude becomes a habit, every small action, relationship, and opportunity compounds. Wealth does not feel forced. It flows naturally. I Am Rich Energy lives in this cycle of gratitude and abundance. It acknowledges what exists. It creates what is possible. It shares what it can. It grows steadily. And when gratitude becomes natural, even the hardest challenges are easier to face. Even small opportunities are maximized. Even wealth and success begin to follow without effort. This is why gratitude is not just a virtue. It is a strategic practice, a hidden driver of abundance, and a key habit of those whose lives are naturally rich. Chapter 14. The importance of health and energy. Wealth cannot be enjoyed without health. I Am Rich Energy understands that physical and mental energy are the foundation of all action. If your body is weak, your mind is tired. Your focus diminishes. It is about creating sustainable energy for consistent growth. Example: 2 entrepreneurs work long hours. One ignores sleep and nutrition. He survives on caffeine and stress after months. He feels burned out, anxious, and unproductive. The other prioritizes exercise, healthy meals, and proper rest. He works efficiently. He remains motivated. Progress is steady and sustainable. Energy fuels action. Action produces results. Without energy, even rich ideas remain unrealized. I Am Rich Energy treats health as a strategic asset, not as a chore or afterthought. Small daily habits compound over time. Regular exercise, balanced meals, hydration, meditation or mindfulness, consistent sleep schedule. Example: a writer dedicates 30 minutes to stretching and mindfulness each morning. He writes with greater clarity. Ideas flow naturally. Productivity improves. Mental health is equally critical. Stress, negative emotions, and overthinking drain energy. Positive mindset, reflection, and gratitude restore it. Balanced emotions enhance decision-making. Example: a business owner faces a financial setback. Instead of panicking, he meditates, reflects, and plans. He takes clear action. He recovers faster than a peer who reacts emotionally. I Am Rich Energy also manages energy, not just time. Time can be replaced, energy cannot. Focusing on high-value tasks when energy is high multiplies results. Example: a freelancer completes critical creative work in the morning when focused. Administrative tasks are handled later when mental energy is lower. Productivity and quality are maximized. Nutrition and hydration affect focus and cognitive ability. Consuming processed foods and excessive sugar drains energy. Balanced nutrition improves clarity, mood, and output. Example: a student switches from junk snacks to balanced meals. Concentration improves. Learning accelerates. Confidence grows. Recovery and rest are part of energy management. Working continuously without rest reduces long-term performance. Strategic breaks, sleep, and downtime restore energy and creativity. An athlete trains hard, but also prioritizes recovery. Strength, speed, and resilience increase steadily. Neglecting recovery leads to injury and stagnation. I Am Rich Energy treats the body as a tool to manifest results. Strong body, clear mind, disciplined habits, and high energy create the foundation for consistent progress. Example: a CEO who prioritizes health can make better decisions, manage stress, lead teams effectively, pursue opportunities consistently. Energy attracts wealth. A vibrant, focused, and disciplined person naturally produces value. Others notice, opportunities flow, wealth follows. Neglecting health creates invisible barriers. Even with knowledge, skills, and connections, results become limited. I Am Rich Energy integrates health into daily routine. It balances work, rest, and growth. It treats the body and mind as assets. It invests time and effort to maximize energy. When energy is high, discipline feels easier, focus is sharper, confidence is stronger, momentum is natural. Wealth then becomes effortless, not because work is avoided, but because energy is optimized. Physical vitality, mental clarity, and emotional stability together form the foundation on which rich energy thrives. those who master their health, create sustainable growth, maintain consistency, and allow wealth to chase them. This is why health is not optional. It is a critical pillar of I Am Rich Energy. It enables action, it sustains progress. It amplifies every other principle of success. Chapter 15. The Role of Learning and Adaptability. I Am Rich Energy understands that knowledge and adaptability are essential for lasting wealth. The world is constantly changing. A person who stops learning becomes stagnant. A person who adapts grows continuously. Learning is not limited to formal education. It includes reading, observing, practicing, experimenting, and reflecting. It is about acquiring skills, insights, and awareness that create value. Example: two business owners run similar companies. The first sticks to old methods. He refuses to learn new marketing techniques. He resists technology. The second studies trends, adopts new tools, and experiments. He adjusts strategies based on results. Over time, the second grows steadily. The first struggles to keep up. Adaptability is the ability to change direction without losing momentum. It is not indecision. It is strategic flexibility. Example: a software developer notices a shift in demand from one programming language to another. One developer refuses to learn. He stays comfortable with his old skills. Another learns the new language gradually. He takes small projects to practice. He becomes highly sought after. The difference is adaptability. I Am Rich Energy combines learning with action. Knowledge alone is useless if it is not applied. Action without learning is inefficient and limited. Example: a person reads books about investing, but never starts investing. Another person starts with small investments and adjusts based on learning. The second person builds real experience. Wealth grows naturally. Adaptability also reduces fear of change. When you know you can learn and adjust, challenges feel like opportunities. Obstacles become lessons. Example: an entrepreneur faces sudden regulation changes in their industry. One person panics and stops operations. Another studies the new rules, adapts the business model, continues growing. Learning creates confidence. Adaptability creates resilience. Together, they allow wealth to flow without being blocked by uncertainty. I Am Rich Energy also observes trends in behavior, mindset, and technology. It does not blindly follow. It evaluates what works and adopts intelligently. Example: a marketer notices social media trends, tests small campaigns, measures results, applies what works. This approach multiplies impact. Results appear faster. Effort becomes efficient. Learning and adaptability also create innovation. When you combine knowledge with flexibility, you can create unique solutions, products, services, and strategies that stand out. Example: a chef studies traditional recipes, experiments with new flavors, adapts to customer feedback, builds a menu that becomes highly popular. Adaptability allows sustained growth in changing environments. Those who resist change risk stagnation. Those who embrace change find new opportunities. I Am Rich Energy embraces lifelong learning. It knows that mastery is a continuous journey. Every challenge, every failure, every success is a lesson. Daily learning, reflection, and adjustment build skills, sharpen judgment, increase value. When combined with identity, mindset, discipline, clarity, and connections, learning and adaptability make wealth flow effortlessly. Because you are always improving, always relevant, always capable of creating value. Wealth chases those who evolve, those who can grow with circumstances, those who turn challenges into opportunities. This is why learning and adaptability are not optional. They are the tools that transform effort into sustainable abundance. They ensure that I Am Rich Energy Wealth chases me without effort. The journey of wealth begins from within. It starts with identity, the belief that you are capable of growth and abundance. Before money appears, your mind must first see possibilities. Your actions must reflect purpose. Your energy must align with value. I am rich energy is not a slogan. It is a way of life. It is about creating habits and environments that support growth. It is about acting with discipline, courage, and patience. It is about seeing failure as feedback. It is about focusing on clarity and maintaining self-worth. Wealth chases those who create value, those who invest in themselves, those who build skills, those who stay consistent, those who are patient. It is not about luck, it is about alignment. When mindset matches action, when effort matches purpose, when patience meets clarity, then results flow naturally. Every chapter of this journey reinforces the same truth. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes habits. Habits shape results. Wealth is not a random visitor. It is a natural consequence of growth and focus. Example: a small business owner invests in quality and service. Over time, loyal customers grow. Income grows steadily. From outside, it looks effortless, but it was built through consistent aligned action. Another example: a freelancer continuously improves skills, delivers value, builds reputation. Clients come naturally. Opportunities increase. Money flows without forced effort. The key lesson is simple yet powerful. Focus on becoming valuable. Build self-worth. Protect your energy. Act with discipline. Take calculated risks. Be patient. Stay clear in your goals. When all these pieces come together, wealth does not chase you blindly. It moves toward you naturally, because you are aligned with it. You have created conditions where abundance is inevitable. I am rich energy is not about pretending. It is about embodying the qualities that naturally attract success. If you take these principles seriously, apply them consistently, and protect your mindset and energy, you will notice the transformation. Your thinking becomes stronger. Your actions become focused. Your results become consistent. Your life begins to flow with opportunities. This is the reality of wealth. It is not instant. It is not random. It is a consequence of alignment. And when you live with identity, value, mindset, discipline, environment, courage, patience, clarity, and self-worth, you create a life where wealth truly chases you without effort. The journey does not end here. Every day is a chance to grow. Every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your energy. Every action is a building block toward abundance. Embrace this energy. Embrace your potential. And step forward with confidence. Because when you do, life responds, opportunities appear, success becomes natural, and wealth finds you effortlessly. You are not waiting for luck. You are not hoping for chance. You are becoming the person who naturally attracts abundance. This is the essence of I am rich energy. This is the reality of effortless wealth. This is your path to a life of true abundance, the end.
Kindly subscribe to my channel.